Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. Every action, repeated consistently over time, builds the foundation for the person we become and the future we experience. Most people underestimate the power of habits, focusing instead on motivation, luck, or external circumstances. The truth is that habits shape outcomes more than talent or ambition. What you do daily is what determines your success, health, relationships, and happiness. Habits are proof that the future is not random. It is built brick by brick through intentional action. One of the clearest examples of habit-driven outcomes is the compound effect. Small, consistent actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, they accumulate into extraordinary results. Drinking an extra glass of water every day, reading 10 pages of a book, or practicing a skill for 20 minutes daily may feel trivial, but the cumulative effect is massive. In contrast, small negative habits, like scrolling social media for hours or skipping exercise, compound in the opposite direction, quietly eroding potential over time. The future is the sum of these tiny choices, repeated without fail. Habits are powerful because they operate largely below conscious awareness. The human brain is designed to automate repetitive behavior to conserve energy. Morning routines, commuting patterns, and even eating habits are often driven by automatic neural pathways. This means that the mind spends less effort deciding every small action, but it also means that bad habits can persist unnoticed for years. Intentional habit design redirects this automatic energy toward constructive, high-value behaviors, turning the subconscious mind into an ally for success. Another crucial element is the concept of keystone habits. Certain habits have disproportionate influence on multiple areas of life. Exercise, for example, often triggers better eating, improved sleep, enhanced focus, and greater confidence. Journaling or planning the day can improve productivity, reduce stress, and enhance clarity. Identifying and cultivating keystone habits accelerates transformation because they create ripple effects that reinforce other positive behaviors. The future is shaped most effectively not by changing everything at once, but by identifying leverage points that reshape multiple dimensions of life. Identity-based habits are another powerful principle. People often attempt to change behavior by focusing on goals, but long-term success is more likely when habits are tied to identity. Instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," reframe it as "I am a runner." Instead of saying, "I want to read more books," say, "I am a reader." Habits that reinforce a desired identity are easier to maintain because they align action with self-perception. Repetition of these consistent behaviors gradually solidifies beliefs and self-image, making the desired future inevitable. Scientific research also proves the causal link between habits and outcomes. Studies show that nearly 40% of daily actions are habitual rather than conscious decisions. Habits dominate productivity, health behaviors, and personal success. Research on brain plasticity confirms that repeated behavior strengthens neural pathways, making actions easier and more automatic over time. In essence, every habit rewires the brain, either toward progress or stagnation. This is proof that habits create the neurological foundation of the future. Environmental design is another factor in habit formation. Your surroundings influence behavior more than willpower alone. Visual cues, accessibility, and the presence of temptations subtly guide actions. For instance, keeping healthy snacks visible and junk food out of reach encourages better dietary choices. Placing a book on a nightstand makes reading more likely. Structuring the environment to support positive habits reduces reliance on motivation and ensures consistency, demonstrating that the architecture of daily life shapes long-term outcomes. Another aspect is habit stacking, where new behaviors are anchored to existing routines. For example, immediately after brushing teeth, one might floss or do a 2-minute meditation. By linking new habits to established ones, the brain automatically associates the action with an existing cue, reducing friction and increasing adherence. Habit stacking is a practical, scientifically grounded way to introduce positive behaviors into daily life, proving that deliberate structuring accelerates the creation of a desired future. Consistency is more important than intensity when it comes to habits. People often overestimate the effect of a single dramatic action and underestimate the power of repeated, small efforts. Atomic changes, repeated daily, yield far greater results than sporadic bursts of effort. Writing 5 sentences every day may eventually lead to a book. Practicing a skill 20 minutes daily may create mastery, and saving a small amount consistently leads to significant financial security. The proof lies in the accumulation of effort over time, not occasional heroics. Habit tracking reinforces accountability and awareness. By recording daily actions, people create visibility into behavior patterns that often go unnoticed. Tracking habits highlights progress, motivates continued adherence, and identifies patterns that hinder growth. Modern tools like apps or simple journals provide immediate feedback, encouraging consistency and proving that intentional monitoring accelerates results. The future is shaped not by intention alone, but by measured action, and tracking ensures the feedback loop remains intact. Social influence is another factor that amplifies the impact of habits. Surrounding oneself with people who embody desired behaviors increases the likelihood of adopting similar habits. Positive peer pressure, accountability partnerships, or mentorship magnify the effects of individual effort. Habits are contagious, and aligning social circles with desired outcomes accelerates progress, demonstrating that the environment and relationships actively shape personal futures. Patience is a hidden but essential element of habit-based success. Habits often do not produce immediate results, which is why so many people abandon them prematurely. Transformation occurs gradually, with compounding effects becoming noticeable only after consistent practice. Understanding this reality reinforces perseverance and highlights the long-term power of daily choices. Habits are proof that the future is not built in a day, but through repeated, intentional action over time. Habits also influence mental resilience. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, gratitude journaling, or deliberate reflection strengthen cognitive and emotional control. These mental habits reduce stress, improve decision-making, and enhance focus, creating a feedback loop that supports additional constructive behavior. The connection between mental habits and real-world outcomes reinforces the principle that the mind is sculpted by repeated practice, and this sculpting determines the trajectory of life. Another aspect of habit power is habit substitution. Bad habits rarely vanish by willpower alone. They are replaced with positive alternatives. For example, replacing scrolling through social media with reading or exercise addresses underlying needs, while removing destructive patterns. Habit substitution demonstrates that the path to a better future is not avoidance but deliberate replacement of low-value behaviors with high-value ones. The future is built not by stopping alone, but by consciously redirecting energy toward growth-oriented actions. Technology, often blamed for distraction, can also reinforce habits. Tools that automate reminders, track progress, and limit distractions help embed behaviors into daily life. Modern life provides unprecedented opportunities to engineer habits for improvement, proving that deliberate design of routines amplifies the natural power of repeated action. When combined with discipline, technology becomes a catalyst for building a future aligned with intention. Finally, reflection and adaptation are essential for habit success. The most effective habit systems involve periodic evaluation to determine which behaviors yield the greatest results, which need adjustment, and which no longer serve objectives. Iteration ensures that habits evolve with changing goals, environments, and personal growth. The future is not static, and habits must be flexible to remain effective. Intentional evaluation strengthens the feedback loop, proving that habits are dynamic tools that actively create outcomes rather than passive routines. By mastering habits, individuals gain control over outcomes, achieve goals, and cultivate the life they envision. Habits determine career success, health, relationships, emotional stability, and personal fulfillment. The small actions performed consistently, guided by awareness and intentionality, ultimately create the trajectory of life. This is why experts say that motivation is fleeting, but habits are enduring. They are proof that the future is not given. It is constructed through daily choices, repeated actions, and disciplined commitment. The question is not whether habits matter. The question is whether one is willing to design and commit to habits that align with the person they want to become. Every action, no matter how small, is a vote for the future being built. Habits are the architecture of destiny, shaping reality quietly but relentlessly. Your habits create your future, and the evidence is in every aspect of life. Success, health, relationships, and fulfillment all emerge from the choices repeated consistently over time. By mastering habits, one can prove beyond doubt that the life envisioned today becomes the life lived tomorrow.